You're listening to a series of podcasts on sensory substitution for the visually impaired, presented by blind designer Simon Dogger. In this third edition, it is about navigation.
Wow, you're back again. Now, you might have heard in the first podcast on how blind people are able to use their computer, and in the second about the importance of emotions and body language for a conversation. I have told you about my product, the Emotion Whisperer. In this final podcast, I will tell you about the importance of independent access. Perhaps one of the biggest losses that I experienced was the loss of independence. I suddenly was not able to go anywhere without asking for help. Of course, I had learned how to go to certain destinations by using my cane. But if I wanted to go anywhere else, to a destination I had never been before, let's say on a spontaneous way faring around, that wouldn't work. I always needed somebody to help me. Whether I would take the train to Barcelona or whether I would just go to a restaurant, I always needed to ask for help. Now that's a form of contact as well, interhuman contact, and that's very nice. But there is always a specific relation to people who ask for help and people who give help. It's something of a power balance. I would say from nature it is unhealthy. Based upon my own desire to be able to independently have access to public locations, I developed TickTick. TickTick is a navigation app that is able to provide independent access to public locations for the visually impaired. It uses augmented reality in order to turn the physical space into a virtual space. Through the mapping function of the app, a location manager is able to scan in their space, add destinations, and also place in virtual guidelines. That file is then being placed in the cloud, and when a blind user of that building enters, it is able to select the appropriate file, select a destination, and be guided there by using the telephone as a dovecing rod. The telephone starts to vibrate when walking in the right direction. In cooperation with the Van Abbe Museum Eindhoven, we developed the second prototype in 2019. At this point, it is being developed so that it is able to work fully and is accessible through the App Store. Of course, you can ask yourself, why art institutions? As a matter of fact, myself, I don't go there. It is inaccessible in its full content. Some blind people go there. They go on tours, which are once a month. And you need to be there at a specific time, and you need to follow people. So you have no time to sit and rethink what you just heard. Nothing really for me. So I am looking forward to being able to go to art institutions and use the TickTick app so that I can go through there myself. The TickTick app for art institutions doesn't only make the space accessible, but it also makes the art accessible. In the Van Abbe Museum Eindhoven, all destinations are in the form of interventions. These are translations in smell, sound, or feeling of the art and the artists. In 2021, there will be a pilot, which is basically going to look if that app is really working or not, if it is of any value. Think of this as a giant step forward in the emancipation of the visually impaired. Also think a little bit further where it could work. I would say train stations, hospitals, restaurants, just about in any public location that you can think of. Well, this was it. I am done. I have told you just about anything you want to know. Hope to see you the next time.
This podcast was made for the Impact Foundation. To know more about Simon Dogger, visit www.simondogger.nl.